This is quite a series of questions to try to synthesize exactly what it is that I do for my students in my community is somewhat overwhelming. I attempt to give everything that I have to offer to my students and their parents and my administrators, my campuses, and putting it into scientific terms, there's been a lot of growth. There have been a lot of numbers that we've been able to track. As mentioned in some of the previous answers I've submitted, there was not a public school string program before I took up the position, and the challenge of getting the school board to approve putting this program back into the public schools. When we started in our first year, we only had 18 students registered, and our second year we grew to 43 on 3 different campuses, and I'm very proud to say with the support of the community we have over 104 students registered on the 3 campuses that we offer beginner orchestra and advanced orchestra. The students have expressed a very sincere gratitude for having this opportunity, many of which were involved in other music programs, but had always been sincerely interested in exploring a string instrument. So giving that opportunity to them is absolutely an impact that I'm very proud to say I had a part of in our community. When reflecting on the ways that I have impacted my community, 2 very significant events come to mind. I founded a community orchestra just 4 years ago called the SMART Orchestra, the San Marcos Artist Retention and Training Orchestra. Now the name is exactly what it was meant to do, to retain and train several of the musicians that we had in our community that played string instruments. It has flourished and grown exponentially and offered so much support, if not just awareness, to what's going on in orchestral activity and education in our community. Thinking of education in our community as a whole, I also had a unique privilege of organizing a Music in Our Schools Month festival. Now, Music in Our Schools Month happens in March, and it is a national recognition of music educators across our country by MENC, our National Association for Music Education. In San Marcos this year, we had a festival that recognized every public school music education program that we had, kindergarten through 12th grade. This was over 980 students. We had over 3,000 participants, and it was an absolutely phenomenal day in which we celebrated all of the activity in San Marcos of music education. Attempting to communicate how I feel that I've made a lasting and longing impression on the field of music education is somewhat daunting and overwhelming. I am humbled by the instructors that I've had and the incredible music educators that I hold as examples to what we do in our community as well as in our nation. However, if I had to reflect upon it and offer an answer, there are 2 things that come to mind. I was privileged to start the SMART Orchestra in San Marcos, but even more honored to reach out into a community in South Texas, the city of Brownsville and the University of Texas Brownsville, where I was integral in bringing string music education back into that city and pushing the development of a public school string program. This happened very close to the establishment of the SMART Orchestra in San Marcos, and through connections and advertising and networking at local music education conferences, I met students and like-minded individuals from Brownsville and thought that they could benefit from the work that I had done in San Marcos. So carrying this torch, if you will, to light the way for public school string music education has been something that I'm very passionate about, and I hope carries a very long-lasting effect in our communities in Texas. I came from a flourishing string program in the city of Houston, and unfortunately it died away after I graduated. Seeing that and experiencing it made me very passionate about bringing string music education into the communities that I get to interact with. Secondly, I am very proud that I have the unique opportunity to share my talents as a violinist in multiple genres of music. I carry this directly into the classroom, and all of my orchestra programs perform at their school pep rallies. Yes, orchestra and pep rallies that the students select, and we get to perform them in public to show people that we are in a music classroom and we are a music ensemble. We can perform in whatever genre or era that we want, as long as we practice it for performance. This gives us a pretty unique place in the community, lets them see that strings know how to get down when they want to, and the students really enjoy it. I've had a unique opportunity to actually present this concept of implementing hip-hop music into the music classroom, specifically into orchestra at multiple regional and national conferences. It's been a real joy to share this vision of mine so that students are practicing and learning music through pieces that they select. How do I specifically demonstrate a commitment to the broader cause of music education in our schools? Well, I think the most direct and simplest answer to this is that I am a student of music. I never stop learning, and I hope my students and the community realize that this is a lifelong pursuit, one that can make you very happy with many successes and many trials. I participate in community orchestras, regional civic symphonies. I'm constantly performing, working under different conductors, going to conferences, trying to experience new things and learn new things that I can bring back to my community and my students. I am very proud to be a violin mentor and explicator for the National Music Festival, which I go to every summer. These are opportunities that I have to learn and, more importantly, share the reality that music and music education are things that you carry with you throughout your life. It does not stop after you graduate. It's something that you continue and that you can, most importantly, continue to enjoy and share with your family.